Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Elevated Conversations about Health and Healing. It's Ellie coming at you, sounding a little raspy. I've had a longish day. It's Wednesday night. You'll hear this podcast Friday. I spent last night, midnight to 2:30 in Maple Grove Hospital emergency room. Um, I just think my little walkie-talkie had croup and he tested for it. He muscle tested for it, but it came on so fast and so hard. And I care about breathing. It's just important. So I think that a lot of times when we're in this holistic space, people assume that there's not space for Western medicine, and that couldn't be further from the truth. People also maybe assume that we, or maybe people think, oh, I'm failing because we couldn't handle this naturally. Also not true. Like we need to just shed that because it is so important to just do what you have to do to heal and not carry any shame around it. I truly think that there's a time and a space and a place for and I'm doing everything holistically or a lot holistically, and we still needed a steroid. And once we got that, we're still working on healing to the root. So just know that you're not failing, your body's not failing, and you can always just rework to get back on track. Today, we're talking about a topic that I hear about all the time. Used to shrivel up in fear about this topic. It used to just make me wig out. That last 10 pounds. How do I lose that last 10 pounds? I realized that when I did my last podcast, like it was a few podcasts ago now, Q&A podcast. This was a question somebody asked, and I totally forgot to circle back to it. I did like the format of that podcast. I love having like tangible questions that you guys are wanting answered. That was fun, but I need to figure out a way to be maybe more either off the cuff with it in terms of like a live podcast, having you guys call in and ask questions, or having it more consolidated out so that I can lump those questions up a little bit more easily. Just flipping through all the questions, I feel like I missed a lot, so I apologize in advance, or in past, for the past, I apologize. But yes, you're getting me raspy voiced on a Wednesday night, wearing my blue light blocking glasses, raw optics. I get questions about them all the time. And I'm going to finish this and go to bed because that's the number one secret to losing the last 10 pounds is getting freaking sleep, sister. Oh, my Lanta. Get sleep. Get sleep, get sleep, get sleep. And if you can't get sleep, let your body feel safe. Do some torso trunk rotations, drink some creatine, wear your blue light blocking glasses, and get to bed earlier the next night. So, when it comes to losing the last 10 pounds or just starting to lose weight in general, this used to be something that I really hated as a dietitian trying to help people with. I felt like weight loss was this high mountain that I could never actually figure out. And then as I started to work in root cause healing and in more of the functional health space, it literally just became so much easier, at least to start losing weight, because so much of weight loss is rooted in nervous system and is rooted in toxin load. Those are two things that we specialize in at Elevated for sure, in root cause healing. Your body is so smart. It's always just trying to protect you. And you have to think the same thing when it comes to fat and fat storage. And for me, when I'm talking to women and when I'm educating women and trying to make them see this, a lot of it is restructuring the thought process around how the body is storing fat and why the body is storing fat. Fat is smart storage. Once we start to reframe our mindset around that, it helps us unlock the reality that when your body won't lose weight, it's not failing you, it is trying to protect you. Spin that every time on its head. Okay, body, this weight is not budging. What are you trying to protect me from? Fat is storage of sugar, excess hormones, and toxins. It's taking those things that it doesn't want to put in vital organs and putting it somewhere that really doesn't matter in your fatty tissues. So this is not a calorie problem. This is a communication and detoxification and drainage problem between hormones, metabolism, and nervous system. It's a beautiful dance. And so I need to teach you how to unlock that for metabolic resilience, to stop chasing numbers on the scale and start working with your biology and not against it. I'm going to put a little plug in here for my Mastering Your Metabolism course that I made. I'll link it below. It is a 4-module course to just introduce you to some of these principles in a deeper and more intentional way. I've been working really hard to develop intentional web modules, education modules, so that you guys can start to unlock these things on your own. You know me, I could talk forever and ever, and I love free education. That's why I'm doing the podcast. But if you want a little bit deeper and more intentional expertise, it's just a $50 course, and it's going to teach you a lot about these things in much more tangible and in-depth ways so that they can be attainable in a way that's relevant to you. And I think that that's important because you want to reclaim your energy, you want to restore your function, you want to rewire the way your body burns fuel, but why your body is not doing that is a very personalized reason. And so hearing these things, and I just posted about this too on my Instagram, I used to be so guilty of always looking to the left and to the right of me. I think probably for much of my youth, for sure, I would shape myself and how I wanted people to perceive me based around the people who were around me. If I wanted to be liked by X, Y, or Z person, I would mirror what X, Y, and Z person was doing. If I wanted to look like X, Y, or Z person, I would want to do what X, Y, or Z person was doing. And I feel like that's not good. That is not good. It's not that I feel like it's not good. It is not good because what your body has going on, what your body is working to protect you from, and what your metabolic stressors are, even living in the same house as somebody else or having similar gene sequences as somebody else, is going to look, act, and react differently than it is for that person. And so, hearing these things today in this podcast, you guys, I still want you to really look inward at your life and your lifestyle and figure out, okay, why is or isn't this working for me? And you guys, my honest hope, wish, one key takeaway for anything, whether this is about your metabolic health, whether this is about your mental health, whether this is about your business health, put on blinders and just stay ultra focused on what is in front of you. The grass is greener where you water it. And so I mean, this is what has single-handedly transformed all three of those things for me: physical health, mental health, business health. I have blinders on and I'm laser focused on my lane and what's in front of me and what I have available to me and what I can make available by being disciplined and working very hard. So when I hear people, did you see what so and so is doing? Did you see how they're doing this? Did you see how you're doing this? Did you see how they're doing that? No, I didn't. I didn't, because I am so focused on the way I'm working to take care of myself, the way I'm working to take care of my health, the way I'm working to take care of my business. My kids, like our home family motto is, or like song is, Backup Plan by Bailey Zimmerman. So go listen to that song and then just like make it your life motto, because man, like, put the blinders on, tune out the doubters, all the closed minders, and get back up. That's the only backup plan you need. Get back up and keep going. Anything when it comes to the last XYZ, last 10 pounds, last stretch of what you're working on, all of these digital products I'm working on for Elevated, all the things I'm working on for my team, all the things I'm working on for my family. If I am distracted, it's going to take me longer. If I'm not disciplined, it's going to take me longer. I'm worth the time that I put into my health. I'm worth the money that I put into my health. So are you. That doesn't mean you have to spend in excess, but it does mean you're worth it. You have to model what you want your kids to see. And when it comes to body health, body image, the last 10 pounds, I was raised in a home where I was constantly told I looked just like my mom. And I heard my mom talk poorly of the way that she looked often. And if she's listening, which I don't think she does, I don't think she has a podcast. She's literally the most beautiful human in the world, internally and externally. But when I'm told constantly I look just like my mom and I hear my mom talking about her flaws, I assume I have those same flaws. So, mamas with daughters, don't talk about your last 10 pounds. Talk about how well your body is doing, getting you up and getting you going every day. Don't talk about the last 10 pounds. Talk about this is what mommy's doing to take care of herself. Don't talk about the last 10 pounds. Talk about getting to sleep every night and letting your body down, regulate, fall asleep, stay asleep. Because it's easy to get fixated on the last thing, that one thing. But be laser focused on just taking care of yourself, quit comparing yourself to others, and take care of you in a way that works for you and model that for your children. And as much as people hate when I say it, the last 10 pounds will come off. It will do that. So I know it can be tough though. I know it can be tough. And I know that that's a very vulnerable place for women to be, especially if you are diligent and you are dedicated and you're not getting the results that you want. And so that's where my Mastering Your Metabolism course is going to deep dive into some of those things that can really help you unlock some of those lab values you might want to have pulled to make sure internally everything is balanced. And then making sure your drainage funnel is working appropriately and fasting appropriately. But I know it can be tough when you're like, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating clean. I'm working out. I'm working on my sleep. The scale won't budge. So listen up. Okay. I think that a lot of times when it comes down to it, the last 10 pounds is not a diet issue. Usually, if you're aware of and you're wanting to lose weight, you are eating better. God, my phone just dinged and I'm so sorry. I'm going to put it in quiet mode. And for those of you that were on my Cellcore Detox Heroes live, my phone kept going off and I am so sorry. I could not figure out how to get it to stop. It was on my laptop. It was a disaster. Anyways, back to the podcast at hand. Okay. So the last 10 pounds, if you are diligent, if you are laser focused, if you have the blinders on and you are literally just looking to take care of yourself, can be some metabolic distress. And honestly, a lot of times, if we're so focused and we're really trying to dial into, okay, well, if I just restrict a little bit more, that chronic dieting can lead to metabolic adaptation and kind of in the worst possible way. So, chronic dieting or being in a constant caloric deficit, which is what we were always told, calories in versus calories out, can actually lower thyroid conversion of T4 to T3. It tanks your leptin and it elevates your cortisol. So these things in conjunction, body is seeing this caloric deficit as a threat, and it's not helping you reach your goal. So I had a client who was so focused on, she ate very clean. She exercised every single day, and she was not losing weight. She worked a stressful job, would offset her stressful job with maybe like spin or cardio, loved cardio. And just was like, I'm not losing weight. I'm not losing weight. I'm not losing weight. So finally, I had her log all of her food, not just what she was eating, but the quantity of what she was eating too. And I don't look at macros, you guys. It's just not something that I do. If you want to find a macro coach, it's not me. Okay. I've come too far in my health journey to go back to that. I think it keeps you locked into processed foods and foods with calorie labels, and that can be stressful for people. I have a whole food motto principle in my home, and if I can pick it, pluck it, shoot it, if it has or comes from mother, it's a good food choice. I'm not going to worry about what's in it. If it has a label, yeah, I'm going to worry about what's in it. That's when I'll look at what's on the ingredients list, how much sugar is in it, and how much added sugar. I honestly don't look at anything else on a label. Ingredients, sugar, added sugar. Anyway, this client, I'm like, you are not eating nearly enough. You are literally starving your body. And she was full. She's like, I'm not hungry. I don't know how I could possibly eat anymore. And I'm like, you have to figure it out. You're getting like 700 to 800 calories a day. And this has probably been the caloric deficit for quite some time. And your body's not losing weight because it doesn't feel safe enough to lose weight. So this is not working. I don't want you to come in here and talk to me about not losing weight until you're eating at least 1,200 calories a day at the absolute minimum. Minimum, minimum, minimum. But when I'm talking to someone who's in such a severe caloric deficit, 700 to 800 calories a day, and we're talking about going up to 1200, almost doubling it, that feels scary. And a lot of times we're in that caloric deficit mindset. Well, if I just eat less, I will lose weight. So eating more, I'm going to gain weight, and that's super scary. So I honestly, as soon as she started to eat more, she came in. I'm like, okay, you're looking really good. And she had lost 9 pounds because she started eating more and the body felt safe enough. And she was eating good foods. Her nutrition was dialed. It just wasn't enough. And this also, when you're not getting enough calories, it absolutely sabotages your hormones. And you need your hormones to be healthy if you want to be physically and metabolically fit. It tanks your progesterone. Cortisol steals from progesterone. It keeps your body in survival mode. It elevates that insulin, and that low muscle mass keeps you storing instead of burning fat. You don't need more discipline at this point. You need hormonal permission to burn fat again. You need to be aware of where you're at in your cycle, and you need to look to take care of your body in a way that's going to allow it to heal. Cortisol chaos is really critical for this. You cannot burn fat if you're in fight or flight mode. The stress of trying harder can keep you stuck longer. Compounding exercise, over exercising with lack of nutrition, cortisol, excess cortisol, likely high sugar cravings, not allowing your body to recover. All of those things sound like discipline, right? But they're actually just hurting your body in the long run. So sometimes putting on the blinders and focusing on your health means taking time to prep a nourishing meal, taking time to have a rest day, taking time to check yourself. Why am I reaching for another cup of coffee? How stressed am I today? Instead of doing that, can I lay with my legs up the wall and down regulate a little bit? Can I do electrolytes instead? Am I adequately hydrated? One sure sign too that your body is in that fight or flight mode is if you're constantly craving sugar and having sugar cravings, not necessarily giving into them, but if you're constantly like, I just need to nibble on something, I just need to nibble on something, I just need to nibble on something, the body is saying, I need quick energy because my cortisol is high and I need to keep my blood sugar high and I need to run from this bear. We don't want that for your body. We want your body to be able to burn fat. And this creates some insulin resistance as well if the blood sugar and the way the body is can create sugar even without eating it can create some insulin resistance. So then on top of the hormone distress, then you have insulin resistance, which is creating more hormone distress. And like insulin is your fat storage boss. It is kind of micromanaging you. So if you're constantly snacking, you're not only dealing with this estrogen dominance issue because progesterone is too low, because cortisol is too high, but then you're also just trickling sugar through the body. So blood sugars can be high from eating too much sugar. Blood sugars can also be high from stress. Stress can come from internal or external sources. If you've been hanging out with me for a while, you already know all of this. But it's important to be aware of how those things look in your life. My blood sugars are high sometimes, not often, but when they're high, it's not from me eating sugar. It is literally from the stress I put on my body with my rushing lifestyle. And when I can get that in check or biohack my way into parasympathetic dominance, we're all a lot happier around here. We're all a lot happier. And this dance, this constant fight or flight, this insulin inflexibility, this body being in storage mode, protective mode, can really slow down your mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of healing, and really slows down your body's ability to detox, which then makes your fat cells not feel safe enough to detox, which then makes your fat cells hold on to excess hormone, toxins, and sugars. Your metabolism is only as strong as your mitochondria. And I see this with clients. I see this with clients, whether they're walking in and they are obese or they're walking in and like can't lose the last 10 pounds. It's like, okay, girl or man. Okay, buddy. What are we going to do to make your cells feel safe enough to slough off this crap it's holding on to? That's what it all comes down to. Your metabolism is only as strong as your mitochondria. So you're under eating, you're overtaxed, you're not taking care of your drainage pathways. This slows down your thyroid because your liver is congested. Man, it's a lose-lose for your body. So you're trying to essentially force this um, essentially drainage of the fat cells before the body's ready. And you guys, your body is so smart. Your body is so smart. The way it is storing fat is so smart. It doesn't want to put those toxins into essential or even non-essential organs. It doesn't want to put them into your gut. It doesn't want to put them into your uterus and ovaries. Non-essential when the body is looking at life. Essential is brain and heart. So it's like, okay, I don't want to put this by the brain. I don't want to put this crap by the brain. I don't want to put this crap around the heart. I don't want to put it anywhere else, the liver. So I'm going to just tuck it in fat cells. Good job, body. You're doing a good job. Thank you for protecting my vital organs. Now, how can I make the body feel safe enough to start to slough off that fat? What do I need to do? Where do I need to start? That looks a little different for everybody, right? But in general, making sure your drainage and your detox pathways can work the way that they're supposed to. Are you pooping every single day? Are you doing some liver castor oil packs? Do you need methylation or sulfuration support? What are you doing to support the detox and drainage pathways of the body? Start to move that lymph. A lot of times you can take a more systematic approach to it by starting to look at those things. Take care of your thyroid. Take care of your thyroid. It will take care of you. But remember, the thyroid is just telling you the house is on fire. It's not telling you how that fire started. And so when your thyroid is an issue, it can create a lot of metabolic distress in the body. Thyroid, especially for women, but men too, can largely dictate your hormones, how you feel, how your metabolism is working. It's a big deal. Your thyroid is a big, big deal. But it's only like a chapter in that story. It's like chapter 2. Chapter 1 is either your liver or your adrenals or that HPA axis. And so making sure that you're taking care of those, again, drainage and detox pathways, making sure you're getting adequate sleep, that's going to help the thyroid function at the level that it needs to. And you can fold in some really nice herbs to help the thyroid start to pick up its pace and move and get that metabolism going the way that you want it to, but figure out why. Don't just hop on a thyroid medication or even a thyroid supplement and assume it's going to solve the problem. What is going on with your liver? What is going on with your adrenals? I'll say this time and time again because my thyroid ends up hyper. Hyper is just, it's so exhausting. But it's my adrenals, but actually it's my pituitary. It's my HPA axis. So the way my pituitary is talking to my adrenals and then my adrenals is talking to my thyroid and the way the thyroid is interpreting that message. It has come back to my pituitary since I started my program. That was like one of the first things that ever came up for me when I started applied kinesiology was my pituitary. Good job, pituitary. You're doing great. Let me keep helping you. So you have to find someone on your squad that can look at your whole body because I just think that is so important. And really, you guys, your hormones are really critical for that last 10 pounds. Your hormones are really critical. Usually, to lose the first batch of weight, you have put in the work, you have put in the discipline, you have put in the time, you have put in the energy. Now, make sure you're not trying to continuously pour from an empty cup and put back into yourself. Learn how to cycle sync your exercise. Align your workouts with where you're at in your cycle so you're not forcing the boat. Because if you're doing a high intensity workout during that luteal phase, when your progesterone should be rising, right there, you're robbing from your progesterone again. Cortisol is going to stay high. Body's going to be off kilter. I love cycle syncing exercise. It is so much more productive for the feminine body. And you can really push yourself from as soon as you pretty much stop bleeding to when ovulate or a few days to maybe 5 days after. Like you can build that intensity like it's nobody's business and you're going to be ready to do that. You're going to feel just the most metabolically charged in order to do so. Your body is ready, ready, ready. And then that luteal phase, you're not going to feel as motivated. You're going to feel a little bit deeper and a little bit more intentionally. So just more intentional movement, rest, nourishment, progesterone supportive movement is critical. Walking with your weighted vest during this time, critical. Make your body feel safe during this time so it can downregulate. Because a lot of times if the estrogen progesterone dances off during that luteal phase, that's what wrecks your whole everything. That's like the week that crushes dreams for women. And if we stop trying to power through it and start recognizing, like, oh, my body is just not primed to PR this week. My body is primed to be just in a little bit of a slower season during that time. You're not going to set yourself up to fail. You're going to know what you need to do to support your body, create safety for the body, keep cortisol low, keep progesterone balanced, and that's going to lend itself to being more metabolically fit as well. Get your gut right, get your liver happy. You don't have a fat loss problem, you have a drainage problem. Your body is so smart. Okay? Your body is so smart. It's not going to take toxins from your lymph, from circulation, what the liver is doing, plugging it into bile, detoxing it into the gut. It's not going to do that if the gut is already toxic. If your gut is overloaded with stress, pathogens, etc., out of balance, it's like, oh, I can't. The threshold is too high. My window of tolerance is low. I'm going to tuck this into fat instead of put it into the gut and try to eliminate it. Good job, body. You're doing such a good job. Create safety for the gut. Make sure you're pooping every day. One of my new favorite things in the whole wide world, is the SP biome test from Standard Process. Man, what a good freaking test, you guys. All day, every day, I can muscle test people and tell you what pathogens are in the gut that are out of balance. Easy. That ain't no problem for this chick. What I cannot do with muscle testing, and maybe there are muscle testers that do this, is tell you the good bacteria your gut is missing. And the SP biome test can tell me. And it is gold. It is gold. I love it for that. And a lot of times for my more complex clients that I've had do it, it is just unbelievable to me. Like, we have handled a lot of the bad pathogens. Their microbiome diversity is good because they're dialed on their diet. The good species in the gut, despite being on a probiotic, and this is why probiotics, you can waste a ton of money on probiotics, on the wrong probiotics. $120 for this biome test, and then you find the right probiotics for you, man, watch out. You're going to feel so good. And there's so much like estrogen detoxification that happens in the gut. There's so much general detoxification that happens in the gut, not the butt, the gut. There's so much healing that can happen when the gut has the right pathogenic species in it to help fire up your metabolism, to help decrease cravings, to help with digestion and nutrition absorption. Do the dang test. You will love it. You will love it. I love it. I love it. And this is going to help with estrogen detoxification within the estrogen of the gut. It's going to get that bile circulating out of the gut the way that it's supposed to. And that alone helps with lymphatic stagnation because the lymph can then detox through the body the way that it's supposed to, especially as you start to move and rebound. Get a Vi plate. The magic is not the Vi plate. The magic is if the drainage funnel is working, when you get on a Vi plate, the crap that is causing inflammation within your body can actually leave the way that it's supposed to. Don't hop on a Vi plate if you're not pooping every single day. I'm just seeing this, the trends on social media, it's just like one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Love that, hate that at the same time. Like, first we were talking about cortisol. We need to keep talking about cortisol. We have to keep talking about cortisol. Now I'm seeing so many women just standing on a Vi plate. It's like, okay, that's great. That's really good. Are you pooping every day? Otherwise you're going to feel more inflamed and yucky. Things are going to flare up. Don't try to just push through. Make sure the body is happy the way that it's supposed to. Same with creatine. I love creatine. Are you pooping every day? As soon as you start to put good into the mitochondria and creatine start clearing stuff out of the mitochondria, the bad, are you taking a binder? Are you pooping every day? Can those things leave? Otherwise, they're just going to redeposit somewhere else. And I don't want that. Castor oil packs, so helpful. Bitters, so good. So good for blood sugar management, especially if you're in a stressful place. Movement, sauna, all the biohacks. It's got my sauna dome behind me here. Sunlight and Solar Dome. Obsessed. Love it. I can literally just plug it into an outlet, call it a day. So for those of you that can't afford or don't want to get the electrical outfittings for a big sauna, 10 out of 10 recommend it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I use it 5 times a week, if not more. And I think a huge part of why I am I can be very metabolically robust is because my drainage funnel is working. I'm pooping every single day, and I am biohacking till the cows come home. Simple biohacks though. I'm outside for at least 30 minutes every day. Grounding, natural PEMF. I'm getting sunlight as much as I can. I'm hopping in my sauna, high temp, 30 minutes at least, sweating out toxins. The skin is a big, robust organ. If you can start to open up and allow passive detoxification through it, just helps the body slough off fat faster. I should try to find an old picture of myself and plop it up here. I was so inflamed. I had probably what people would call now cortisol belly. I was unwell. And honestly, because I was so hard on myself, it's such huge body image problems. I would just be like, Lord, let me wake up skinny. That would make me so happy. That's not true. You don't end up happier if you're skinnier. If you keep God at the center, you can be happy no matter what life is throwing at you, right? But I just like never want to be in that state again. And I don't want that for anybody because I know that feeling and it's not a fun or a good feeling. I wish I would have been able to see that my body was not failing me at that time. It was trying to protect me from a gut overridden with parasites, from heavy metals that I couldn't tolerate, that were also causing nightmares, night terrors, insomnia, sleepwalking, eventually led to sleep paralysis, stress, under eating, undernourishing my body, looking up the best way to lose weight on Google. Oh my gosh, I have been there. I'm sorry, little me. I'm really sorry. And so if I can take a minute to teach this to people in a way that we can teach our daughters better, man, that's a gift. That is such a gift. That is such a gift. Your body is not broken. Little Ellie, your body was not broken. It was just trying to protect you. Your gut was a mess. It just wanted to protect as much as it could. So, restoring safety for the body, start with the gut, work your way up, and naturally honor your hormones. The way that God created you is is such a gift, you guys. It is such a way to really intentionally lose that last bit of weight. You have to rest metabolically. Oh, I don't know what I just dropped. You have to rest metabolically and internally and spiritually. So, again, the last 10 pounds isn't just you're not working out hard enough, you're not eating well enough. It really is unlocked when your hormones feel safe again. So, if you're ready to do that, I'll link the program below. But start to just really look at what is your life conducive to healing? What are some of the things you're doing that is not? What are some of the things that are creating stress? I had another client who's like, I've gained so much weight in the last 2 months. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about what's changed in the last 2 months. And actually, I've had a few clients with something similar, not this exact story lately, but just getting kids here, there, and everywhere with sports and in the car the entire time they're in the car, they're stressed, like barely breathing, holding their breath because they're constantly running, 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 living this rushing lifestyle. So, not that the only thing that really shifted at least from summer to school year starting, was spending more time in the car, but they're trying to offset that with exercise. But the bigger issue was the whole time they're in the car, they're thinking about X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Where's the next thing I need to do? What's the next thing I need to be at? How am I going to get from here to there in the nick of time that I need to? So the whole time they're driving, they're tense. The whole time they're driving, their fascia is rigid. The whole time they're driving, their blood sugars are increasing because they're stressed. Okay, let's do some torso twists. Let's down regulate. Let's do some breath work while you're driving. Let's pray a rosary while you're driving or pray while you're driving. Invite the Lord into those drives. Have conversations with your kids to stay present, not always thinking about the future or where you need to be next. Just know you're going to get there because you're equipped well to do the job you're supposed to do. So you can be as sneaky as that. It's amazing what just re-establishing yourself in the present can do. Start to honor your body and your hormones with the workouts that you're doing. Make sure you're nourishing your body with whole foods and do my Mastering Your Metabolism course because it'll unpack all of this and then some. But you guys, God is good. He heals. We get to help. Your hormones need some help. And that's what I love to help with. In the meantime, though, just remember you're worthy. You're worthy, whatever shape, size, or color you are, whatever you're struggling with internally or externally, whatever your cross is right now, God's walking with you. He's helping you carry that cross. Don't forget that. Even when it feels exceptionally heavy, don't forget it. Okay. Promise me that. And I'll remember it too. Because I know we're all walking out different seasons and we're all carrying different loads. But we're all carrying a load, and our loads, my load is not heavier than yours. Yours is not heavier than mine. But allow those loads to shape us, shape the graces God wants us to have, shape the talents He wants us to have, and know that you're worthy of rest and you're worthy of healing despite how heavy things feel. I love you guys so much. I'm so happy I get to do this. It's such a gift, and I'm truly honored that you listen. So, until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Big blessings.